Pathfinder's Ascent, a mod by Moosemeat. Have you grown tired of the same old hike up to Timberwolf Mountain Summit? Then I've got a mod for you. This mod overhauls the summit journey. So in order for you to enjoy it, I recommend that you are either very adventurous before you install this, you have plenty of map knowledge for Timberwolf Mountain, Ash Canyon, and Black Rock, or you just want to experience something old in a brand new way. That's what you can do with Pathfinder's Ascent. Now you can see I started off down in Echo Ravine, but it's all sealed off. So I only had one way to go here, and that was to climb up this rope. I started a brand new sandbox to record the clips used in this review. So what does Pathfinder's Ascent do? Well, it completely overhauls the route to the summit of Timberwolf Mountain. Now, I like this because one of my only pet peeves with the Long Dark is that the actual route to the summit, once you know it and once you've done it a number of times, it's really quite easy, taking on average perhaps a day or two at the most, and it's mostly drama-free. You can count on there being some wolves, but don't usually interact with them. You can count on there being a bear. Once again, you don't necessarily cross paths with it. But now, with Pathfinder's Ascent, it changes everything. It changes your whole route up. Not only does it change your whole route up and make previously accessible paths inaccessible, it also directs you through an entirely new route to get to the summit. And this route is quite impressive. It also moves 3 prepper caches, one in Timberwolf Mountain, one in Ash Canyon, and one in Black Rock. And I'll talk about Black Rock later. You can see it also moves cargo containers. So when you get to the summit, you might find that there's less cargo containers in the back of the tail section. And that's because, well, there's a pretty impactful crash. So why would all those cargo containers stay on the plane in the first place? So a few are ejected in various different places, and none, bar maybe one, are where they would normally be if you were playing Vanilla the Long Dark. Now, you know how much I like Vanilla Long Dark. I can easily go back and play Vanilla Long Dark, and it wouldn't really fit me at all because I love it. But I also like modded Long Dark. And this mod, when it hit, I immediately downloaded it and I played through it. Now, as I said, regularly speaking, when I'm going for the summit, it takes me all of 2 days at a max. Well, soon on my channel, you'll see a Let's Play which took me, a whopping 14 days to get to the summit. So, as I said, it takes you into Ash Canyon. And I'm not going to show you how it takes you through Ash Canyon. I'm just showing you some beautiful scenery while I talk about it. So you're going to be in Ash Canyon for a good little bit. You're going to have to find your way around. That's why I said you should have a good knowledge of Ash Canyon before you install this. Just like you need to have a good knowledge of Black Rock for when you tackle that later. You will find familiar places no longer exist, or they've been entirely moved and are still somewhere in the region. popular paths have been blocked off, just like in Timberwolf Mountain. But once you find your way, and you will if you know the region, you'll eventually find that there is a path that is being laid out, and it is beautiful. It takes you on a grand tour of Ash Canyon. And it even adds some surprises that, hey, you wouldn't think. And before you go, well, I just go out to deer clearing and I'll come in through that cave. That's not an option. Because deer clearing is blocked off, as you saw earlier. And there's no rope down here anyway. You're going to have to find your way to the place at the end of this next clip. And to do so, you'll come in through the Echo Ravine section of Timberwolf Mountain. And you'll go that way. And you'll go through this entire region just to get up here. And guess what? There's something new again. And I'm not showing you anything on how to get to where we are right now. But once you get here, you'll see there's a way through that wouldn't normally be there. When you get through and back into Timberwolf Mountain, I'm not going to show you how to get to the summit. But I will say that is possible. But don't forget, by this point you will not have found a pepper cache. So it's somewhere here, and I'm not going to tell you where. Because I want you to have the same discovery that I had with this amazing mod. I want you to find it for yourself, to explore, to take in the sights, to find new things, new places to rest, new places to perhaps even turn into a home base of sorts. But eventually you'll make it to the summit. And you'll find, well, as I said earlier, maybe a few less cargo containers, but you'll still find everything you would expect to find. And maybe something entirely new. And that's what I like so much about Pathfinder's Ascent. It challenges you. It doesn't make it easy. But it doesn't just touch Timberwolf Mountain and Ash Canyon. It touches Black Rock. Where do you think you go to get in? Well, right over here. And I came out and there was here's some nice lizard sounds. So I think that the biggest challenge of Black Rock as it is to get in and out of the truck camp. It's just a bear to do. Not very cool. So Moosemeat overhauled this too. He moved things around. He made the entrance into the penitentiary much more difficult than it is in vanilla. You're going to have some work to do. On top of that, he made it harder to get into the mine as well. But on the flip side, he moved the cache to someplace nicer. I believe so. So it's an impressive mod, full of huge changes. And basically, when you fly like this, sometimes things don't actually spawn in when you fly a long way from yourself. So, just for the record, this is all there. This is all there. It doesn't look like it is right now, but trust me, it's there. I couldn't recommend this mod any more highly than I do. I absolutely recommend you pick it up. It is exceptional. It's going to make Timberwolf Mountain, much more of a challenge, and the summit, much more of a reward for going through a bunch of stuff. So I got a nice high view of the penitentiary. Now, what is that in the bottom left corner? I advise you to check it out. Check out Pathfinder's Ascent by Moosemeat. You won't be disappointed, and you will be challenged. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me for this review. See you later.